His ear was turned up. Looked painful. Anyway, been a week, maybe two, almost two since I've done this. Some fuzz on the side of the head. What have I done? Well, got in a little twist with the wife. They came up with a bright idea down at the dialysis clinic that I could do all this good and wonderful stuff at home. And I guess after the fashion I could, it would have advantages. Instead of being tied up for 4 hours a day, 3 days a week, I'd be tied up for 2 hours a day, 5 days a week at the house. My darling wife, and I can't blame her. I brought this up with a pretty good friend of mine. And he just went, "Oh, I couldn't do that." He says, and of course, my darling wife, Deanna, she kind of came out the same way. Just said, "I don't think so." And what's going on, Mother?
I just need the dictionary.
I have to get the dictionary. The dog is in my face. This ought to be an interesting take. Yes.
Oh, I love you, Daddy.
Yeah. I was okay. It'll
I'm
make.
sorry.
That's all right. Life goes on. Anyway, that was the wife and the dog, and that's life's little travails, and a little speed bump there. Here, I don't want to play ball. Thank you. No. Anyway, where was I? Anyway, my darling just got wigged out. Couldn't sleep. I mean, I'm not being judgmental or anything. I mean, I understand. When I went on dialysis, to say I was a basket case is being charitable. Bellered, vomited, passing out. I mean, all kinds of stuff. But now it's kind of old hat. Just what I do. I got a job. Staying alive. Go down to the clinic, 3 days a week. It's what I do. But when you try to drag somebody else into the situation, then they get the same dose of heebie-jeebies that you got. They worry and they fuss. And there are some dangers involved. So I'm going to tell them down there at the clinic that we're not going to do that. Don't call me on the phone to set up an appointment so we can all come down and chat about it, because it ain't going to happen. What else? Went to Wally World here today. Ma's a little put out. Didn't have her favorite size of cottage cheese. She likes her cottage cheese. I can't imagine why it tastes like clabbered milk to me, but she loves her cottage cheese, and she come out of there out of sorts about that. I was running my trusty Chrysler Corporation invented exterior thermometer on the Town and Country van coming home from the big city of Hillsboro. That puppy went to 107 degrees. Either something wrong with it, but it's what it said, 107. That makes me want to get out of here before June the 8th. It appears that it is going to be a scorcher. I mean, it isn't even Memorial Day yet. I know I have in my garage, I have a big old thermometer that I put above the ground, 4 feet above the ground in the shade. This official temperature, that's where they take it. Well, my 4 foot above the ground in the shade thermometer is reading 95 degrees. So maybe it is 107 out there in the sun. Who knows? But it's hot. I was on the porch out there with the wife and one of my surrogate sons a little earlier started getting woozy. Cannot handle the heat. I mean, 95 plus, just, 5-6 minutes, I start getting, I wouldn't say nauseous, but stomach starts turning around, rolling and whatnot. Got to get out of it, got to get into climate control. I'm into climate control. We got her set at, I think, 73, and it's comfy in here. Now, I'm looking forward to going to Siegel North, where it's 73 degrees outdoors. You'll have to sweat the stuff. I had a guy tell me on the Facebook, I put a picture on there for those of you up there in Yankee Land, Siegel North, that watch my stuff. You, the last couple of days, you saw a picture of a round thermometer that had graduated around to about 135, something like that, out there in the sun. And I had a comment that said it was that hot in New York. I certainly hope not. I'm going to have to go to Fairbanks to get away from the heat if it's that hot up there. And I don't want to do that. I think he's spinning me a bit of a yarn. But it's hot here, and it appears it's going to get hotter. The ground, everything is burned. All the fields are brown. 3 weeks ago they were green and lush looking. Boy, now they're just burned. In fact, they've got a fire alert out for Memorial Day weekend. If you get a spark going, you know, we've got sustained winds today, 30, 35 miles an hour, probably gusting up to 40, 45. So if you get a fire going, it's tantamount to impossible to get the silly thing out. But hope it doesn't happen. We try to keep the grass pretty well mowed around the house here. But it is a wooden house. It's got siding on it, but it's wood underneath, so it would probably go up in a hurry if a fire came along. We don't count on that not happening. We're going to have a CB meeting this Saturday night at the local Dairy Queen down here. And I went in and told them today so that they'd be prepared. So I told them possibly 20 people, maybe more, maybe less, who knows. But we always have a good time. I do have a political comment. If any of you folks remember the motion picture Wall Street with Michael Douglas and in that case there, can't think of his name right now. But Michael Douglas played Gordon Gekko, you know, and he was like a guy like Romney, you know, who runs Bain Capital. And he goes out and he buys up, you know, companies that are on their derriere financially, and most of them they break them up and sell them off and run with the proceeds. And I remember in Wall Street, the young man who was the wannabe, you know, financial big shot came in and asked him what he'd done with that fire sale down at Blue Star, which was his daddy's airline. And why did he do it? And Gekko said because it was doable. Well, Bain Capital, under the tutelage of Mr. Romney, has done things of this type lots of times. He's done them because they were doable. So if you want that kind of a guy running your country, if you want Gordon Gekko for president, vote for Romney. I did a little research. I remember Romney's dad, George. He had a whole different piece of work. He ran American Motors for a number of years, did a fine job, didn't run anybody out of a job. He was the governor of Michigan for, I think, 3 terms. Saw to it that the laboring folks in Michigan had jobs, and he was just generally a fine fella. In fact, under Nixon, he tried to this set some of the Southern boys up. He tried to desegregate some of the suburbs up there in the state of Michigan and other places. And I think he either quit or he lost his job. Nixon wasn't going to have it, and you know, they got you know, in a row, and that was it. But my general premise is that George, Mick's daddy, was a whole other piece of work. He didn't go out breaking up companies and running with the money. He was a straight-up guy. So if you want Gordon Gekko for your next president, oh, by the way, next president, go ahead and vote for Romney. Then, oh, by the way, there's a lot of scuttlebutt out there that Obama is going to kind of throw Biden under the bus, ask Hillary to run as his vice president. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I like Joe Biden. He's a good fellow. But I would say that I hold Hillary in a very high esteem. And nothing would please me more than to see her as vice president, soon to become president in 16. So I hope it happens. Wouldn't wish Biden any ill luck. I hope the word has it that he's just going to say he's going to retire and go home and visit with the wife and kids, and I hope he does. Because if nothing else, maybe Hillary get in there and modify some of this garbage that Obama's been doing. I think she's a whole lot more capable person than him, and I'll take her in any capacity. So here's hoping that run, Hillary, run. And, or, once again, vote for me. I would be a good populist president. I would take care of the working stiffs. I'm not going to say I take care of the poor folks. A lot of poor folks are poor because they choose to be poor. But if you was a working stiff and you had a decent job at a paying wage, I would do my devil level best to see that your job stayed here and didn't go to the Pacific Rim. So, write me in. Anyway, thought for the day. And I got his ear straight.